We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Brandon on Twitter. Brandon got the new Audyssey multi-cue editor app. It does allow you to edit the target curve separately for each pair of speakers, the center and the subwoofer channel. He noticed right away, though, that the default curve has a low-end roll-off, even in the subwoofer channel. It appears to be a gentle roll-off starting around 60 hertz and ending up about negative 12 dB at 20 hertz. Why would this be the default curve for Audyssey multi-cue? And since you can now manually remove that roll-off, should we?
Yeah, this is interesting. It's basically a first order roll off, a 6 dB per octave roll off, because it seems to start about 60. It's about 6 decibels quieter at 30 hertz, and another 6 decibels quieter than that down at 20 hertz. So it's about 6 dB per octave, first order roll off, and that is the target curve, right? So it means it measures the response, and then it tries to EQ it to match that as the curve. And we're seeing with programs like Anthem Room Correction or Dirac that they're targeting a slight rise in the bass, very gentle rise. They're only maybe up like 4 or 5 dB at 20 hertz, so it's not even a first order rise, but a very gentle rise. But that's what they're targeting, whereas Audyssey appears by default to be targeting a slight roll-off. Now, my first thought on this was, in the speakers, that makes perfect sense to me.
Right.
Because the majority of speakers out there cannot play down to 20 hertz. It would be, I'm not going to say dangerous, but inadvisable to try to make them EQ them so that they're actually measuring flat. That makes perfect sense. But in the subwoofer, I have to agree. Doesn't totally make sense to me why that would even be the target.
My thought process here is that Audyssey, at least in this iteration here, they are assuming most people don't have subwoofers or subwoofers that can play what they actually...
Right.
You know,
all the way down to 20 hertz.
All the way down to 20 hertz.
Yeah, they're erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, and they're trying to make sure that your subwoofer doesn't self-destruct and blame them.
Yeah.
So this is the target curve
or
for
just
that reason.
Produce horrible distortion and sound terrible, and you go, Audyssey sounds awful. It's all blah, 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 right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's my guess. Can you? Should you? What should you do? I would make it flat, dude, or I'd have a slight rise in the subwoofer.
Or a slight
channel.
raise, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I would not.
If you have a subwoofer that's capable of doing that, yes.
It doesn't make a difference what it does to any of the other channels because you have it set to all those speakers set to small, and they're cross over into your subwoofer anyways. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.